In this video, I'm Alistair. I'm going to answer your questions. And welcome to another video. Let's get started. If you're new here, I suggest that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any lessons. This video is slightly different to my usual videos. If you've seen some of my content before, you'll notice a change in scenery. Let me know if you like it. I'm trying a few different things in this video. So I asked my Instagram followers to ask me questions. In this video, I am answering some of those questions. Also, these videos are not scripted and there's very little editing. Let me know how you feel about that. I make these videos for you guys. Put a link to some of my playlists right up here in the cards and also in the description below. Some of these include confusing English vocabulary, common English mistakes, British English, American English, Northern Irish vocabulary, things like this. I recommend checking them out. This video will be particularly useful if you want to improve your English listening and pronunciation and real life speaking. Question number 1. Why do you like teaching English? How did you choose this profession? The first reason I like teaching English is because I feel it's really authentic. My students come into my classroom, they want to be surrounded by English, they want to speak English, they want to hear English, they want to expand their vocabulary, and that's what I do. There's no complications. My background was in being a maths teacher in the English state school system. What I found in this system was there is so much bureaucracy, administration, and the focus was not actually on the students improving their maths. My students come into my classroom, they want to improve English, and I feel like I can help them do that. It's very authentic, it's very rewarding, I enjoy it. The second reason why I like teaching English is the change from maths. Most people think that English and maths are completely different. I don't agree. I wanted to see if I could apply my skills from maths to English. And that's still something I'm doing, and I'm trying to improve. Another reason why I chose this profession is because of some of the difficulties I experienced as a student. I feel this puts me in a position to understand my students better and some of their difficulties. Question number 2. What are the easiest and hardest things in teaching? For me, the easiest thing about teaching is that every day is different. Different lessons, different people, different topics, different dynamics. Teaching, you're dealing with people all the time, and this is really interesting. My students make being a teacher very easy. They're hardworking, motivated, and all they want to do is get better at English. They want to be surrounded by English so they can use it for work, for studies, for travel, and my job is to assist them in this. They've got different opinions, different ideas, different experiences, different backgrounds, and that makes teaching easy and enjoyable, fun. No day is the same. For me, the most difficult thing about teaching is adding value. This is something that is so important, I'm sure, for all teachers. How can we be sure that we are adding value to students' lives? Is what we're doing making a positive and a real difference for them? Or are we just teaching them from the textbook with no plan, no purpose, and it won't have any real life output? How can we be sure, how can we measure that they're making progress? Is it unit tests, end of year tests, placement tests? How do I know on a day-to-day basis that my students are getting better and making progress in English? For me, this is the hardest thing about being a teacher and being an English teacher as well. Question number 3. What do you think makes a good upbringing? In some ways, I am not particularly qualified to answer this question because I don't have any children. Perhaps in this question, it would be better to ask my mother or father and see what they have to say. I can only share my experiences of this, and I'll do that now. I think that my mother and father and extended family gave me the best possible upbringing, and I'm very happy and very comfortable to admit that. For me, this was centered in love. The foundation was love. You could say that the linchpin of my upbringing was love. I was very fortunate that this came not only from my mum and dad, but also my older siblings. They were quite a few years older than me, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents. It was all centered in love, and for me, that was the foundation of a good upbringing. The second thing that my parents instilled in my upbringing was honesty and truth. This was really important for me growing up, and I hope this is part of who I am today. Perhaps the third thing that my parents instilled was respect. I know it sounds very cliched, but treat others as you would like them to treat you. My family, and specifically my parents, taught me to respect other people, even if they do not respect you, and perhaps even if they are not worthy of your respect. Question number 4. Do you like Latvia? Has anyone ever been visibly angry at you for not being fluent in Latvian or Russian? To answer this question, I'll have to tell you a little bit about Latvia. Latvia is a small country in Eastern Europe, one of the 3 Baltic states. The population is about 2 million people, and the national language, the official language, is Latvian. However, a large minority have Russian as their mother tongue, which makes for a very interesting country. Everyone in this country has a story. Do I like Latvia? In short, yes. This is my 3rd year living in Latvia. I'm still here, so I like it. I like the country, I like the capital city of Riga where I work, I like my colleagues, I like my friends, I like my students. Has anyone ever been visibly angry? I wouldn't say visibly angry. In my experience, most people I speak to on the street or in the shops are very happy to speak English. As far as possible, I would try and communicate in my very basic Latvian. There was one occasion in my local store where the store assistant didn't understand me and I didn't understand her. However, this was probably more of a breakdown in communication in Latvian, Russian, German and English, rather than me not being fluent in Latvian or Russian. Question 5. What is your view on Brexit? Insofar as it is possible, I am not particularly interested in politics. Perhaps this is because politicians come across as being dishonest more often than not. I am not in support of Brexit. In my opinion, nobody really knows exactly what Brexit is. Hard Brexit, soft Brexit, what's it going to look like for these people, this country? No one knows. Nobody really knew when it was first mentioned. I don't think people really know now. So because of this, that's probably the main reason why I don't think I'm in support of something that nobody has an idea how it's going to happen. When politicians first mentioned Brexit, there was no path, there was no roadmap for how it was going to happen. And part of me still thinks that's the same today. That's not something I can get behind and support. My second point about Brexit relates to my country of Northern Ireland. The border between Northern Ireland, my country, and the Republic of Ireland is quite a complicated issue. And again, I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen. There doesn't appear to be a solution. In my childhood, if I was driving from the north of Ireland to the south of Ireland, we'd often have to wait at the border for 2 or 3 hours because of complications. Some of you may recall that this was called the Troubles. This is not a time that people want to go back to. It's neither good for Northern Ireland, nor the Republic of Ireland, nor the United Kingdom. That's perhaps a topic for another video. Question 6. Could you share some English idioms? I'm going to share 4 English idioms that relate to the weather. Be snowed under. This is when a person is so busy, has so much on their plate, so much happening that they will have trouble doing everything. Perhaps in the run-up to Christmas or the end of the year or the end of the financial or fiscal year, many employees would say that they are absolutely snowed under. They've got reports to do and so much needs to happen in a very short space of time. They would say they are snowed under. Raining cats and dogs. This idiom is very popular in the UK, where unfortunately it rains a lot. People have lots of interesting expressions to describe the weather, to describe the rain. Raining cats and dogs basically means it is raining extremely heavily. Make sure you take your umbrella because I saw in the weather forecast today it's going to be raining cats and dogs. On cloud 9. This is a positive idiom. This means to be exceptionally happy. Perhaps a young couple who have been recently married, when they go on their honeymoon, they would say they felt as if they were on cloud 9. Everything is perfect and idyllic. On cloud 9. Break the ice. This is when you make people feel comfortable or more comfortable in potentially awkward social situations or on first meetings. A new year at school, a new job, first dates, breaking the ice is very important. Let me know what techniques you have for breaking the ice. Question 7. What phrases can we use with keep? I'm going to share just 4 phrases with keep out of hundreds, thousands of phrases with keep. Keep a secret. This is when someone tells you something and they do not want you to share it with anyone else. If you do not share it, you have kept a secret. Very important for close friends. If you don't keep secrets, this is a very quick way to lose perhaps some of your best friends. Keep an appointment. This is a phrase we would often use in business English. Keeping an appointment is when you attend a pre-arranged meeting. Sorry, I'm unable to join you for dinner this evening. I have to keep another appointment. Keep a diary. My mum keeps a diary. In this, she records everything that happens on any given day and what's going to happen in the future days. This is historically a very important item in our family. If we want to know what time a flight is, or when someone's birthday is, or when we've booked going to the restaurant, we consult mum's diary. We refer back to it, and it always has the right times and dates. Keep goal. In football, this is the player who wears the gloves and protects the goal. Their job is to prevent the other team from scoring goals. It's a very important position. That's some of your questions answered. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video and the change of format and location. I made another video about Northern Irish vocabulary. I suggest watching it right now. If you want to keep learning English on the go, start now by pressing the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Let's chat in the comments and I'll see you in the next video.